Have you ever watched your beautiful, thriving tomato plants suddenly develop those dreaded dark spots? One day they're perfect, and the next they're covered in late blight or leaf mold, and your dream of a perfect harvest turns into a nightmare. What if I told you the war against these diseases could be won before you even plant your seedling? Today, I'm going to show you the one-spoon trick I add to every single planting hole. It's a secret that has made me completely forget about Phytophthora and Cladosporium. And trust me, once you see how simple this is, you'll never plant without it again. First, let's quickly talk about the enemy, late blight, caused by the pathogen Phytophthora infestans and leaf mold from Cladosporium fulvum, are two of the most destructive fungal diseases for gardeners. They thrive in humid conditions and can spread like wildfire, turning leaves brown, spotting fruit, and ultimately killing the entire plant in a matter of days. For years, the standard advice has been to use copper sprays or other fungicides to ensure good air circulation and to water carefully. While these things help, they are all reactive. You're fighting a battle that has already begun. The strategy I'm sharing today is completely different. It's about proactive defense. It's about building a fortress in the soil so the enemy can't even get through the gates. My own journey to this discovery was paved with frustration. I remember my first few years of gardening, I did everything by the book. I staked my tomatoes perfectly. I pruned for airflow. I watered only at the base. And every single August, like clockwork, the blight would arrive. I felt so defeated watching months of hard work wither away in a week. I tried every organic spray on the market. Some worked for a little while, but the moment we had a few rainy, humid days, the diseases came roaring back. I realized that spraying the leaves was like putting a bandage on a deep wound. The real problem and the real solution wasn't on the leaves. It was hidden underground, in the soil itself. That's when I started researching the soil food web and the incredible world of beneficial microbes, leading me to my aha moment. The fundamental shift in my thinking was moving from a reactive to a proactive approach. Most gardeners only think about disease when they see it, but by then, the pathogen has already infected the plant and is spreading its spores. It's a defensive battle you are very likely to lose. The secret is to create an environment in the soil that is actively hostile to these harmful pathogens from the very beginning. It's about colonizing the space around your new plant's roots with an army of good guys, so there's simply no room and no resources left for the bad guys to move in. Think of it like this. Instead of waiting for an intruder to break into your house and then calling the police, you post a team of elite bodyguards at the front door 24/7. This method is that team of bodyguards for your plants. So, what is this magic ingredient in my one-spoon trick? It's a powerful, beneficial fungus called Trichoderma. Now, when you hear the word fungus in a gardening context, you probably think of disease. But in the microscopic world of the soil, there are heroes and villains, and Trichoderma is a certified superhero. It's a naturally occurring fungus that forms a symbiotic relationship with plant roots. For millions of years, plants and Trichoderma have been working together. However, things like tilling, chemical use, and leaving soil bare can drastically reduce the natural populations of this amazing ally in our garden beds. By adding a small concentrated amount directly into the planting hole, we are reestablishing this ancient partnership and giving our plants a massive head start that chemical treatments could never replicate. Let's dig a little deeper into how this microscopic guardian actually works. Trichoderma is a master of defense and has several ways of protecting your plants. First, it's a fierce competitor. When you introduce it to the root zone, it rapidly grows and colonizes the space, wrapping the plant's roots in a protective web. This process, called competitive exclusion, means that when harmful pathogens like Phytophthora try to establish themselves, they find the real estate is already taken. There are no nutrients and no space for them to thrive. Second, Trichoderma is a warrior. It can actually attack and feed on harmful fungi, a process known as mycoparasitism. It's literally a fungus that eats other fungi. It seeks out pathogens, coils around them, and releases enzymes that dissolve their cell walls. It's a brutal, microscopic battle that your plants always win. But the benefits of trichoderma don't stop at just disease prevention. This is what makes it so incredible. It's not just a bodyguard, it's also a personal chef for your plants. As it grows around the root system, trichoderma helps to break down organic matter in the soil, unlocking vital nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and iron, and making them more easily available for the plant to absorb. This means your plants not only stay protected, but they also get better nutrition. This leads to stronger root development, more vigorous green growth, and an overall healthier, more resilient plant. A well-fed, robust plant is naturally better equipped to handle any kind of stress, whether it's from drought, pests, or any stray disease spores that might still be floating around. You get defense and a growth boost, all from one simple spoonful. Now, for the actual recipe for my 1-spoon mix. It is incredibly simple. The star of the show is a powdered form of trichoderma, which you can easily find at garden centers or online. Look for a product that lists specific species like Trichoderma harcianum or Trichoderma viride. For each planting hole, I use 1 level tablespoon of this powder. That's it. Sometimes, for an extra powerful boost, I might also add half a teaspoon of mycorrhizal fungi inoculant, another amazing beneficial fungus that extends the plant's root system. But honestly, the trichoderma alone is the game changer. The key is placing this inoculant in direct contact with the roots when you plant. You are introducing this living army right where it needs to be from day one, so it can immediately start forming that protective and beneficial relationship with your young plant. The application process couldn't be easier. I'll walk you through it step by step. First, dig your planting hole just as you normally would, making it a little wider and deeper than the plant's root ball. Next, take your 1 tablespoon of trichoderma powder and sprinkle it directly into the bottom of the hole. I like to use my hand to gently mix it into the soil right at the bottom, just to distribute it a bit. Then, carefully remove your seedling from its pot. Gently tease the roots if they are root-bound, and place it directly on top of the powder-infused soil. Backfill the hole with your soil, pressing down gently to remove any air pockets. Finally, and this is a crucial step, water the plant in thoroughly. This activates the trichoderma spores and helps them make immediate contact with the plant's roots, kick-starting the colonization process. Let's take a moment to debunk a common myth. Many people might think, why bother with this? Can't I just use a chemical fungicide spray if I see a problem? Well, you could, but you would be missing the entire point. Chemical fungicides are like antibiotics. They are indiscriminate killers. When you spray them, you're not just killing the bad fungi. You're also wiping out the beneficial fungi and other microbes that make up a healthy soil ecosystem. This creates a sterile environment where, once the chemical wears off, bad pathogens can return and take over with no competition. Our method does the exact opposite. We are building a diverse, resilient, and self-regulating ecosystem. We are fostering life to fight disease rather than using a poison. This approach is better for the soil, better for the environment, and ultimately produces healthier plants and food for you. And you might be wondering, is this trick just for tomatoes? Absolutely not. While tomatoes are famously susceptible to blight, this proactive soil treatment is a fantastic strategy for a huge range of plants in your garden. Think about your peppers, eggplants, cucumbers, and squash, especially zucchini, which are notorious for getting powdery mildew. All of these plants are vulnerable to various soil-borne and airborne fungal diseases. By giving each of them that 1-spoon treatment of trichoderma at planting time, you are setting them all up for success. It's a foundational technique for building a disease-resistant garden. I use it for pretty much every vegetable transplant, and even when I plant new perennials or shrubs. It's the best insurance policy you can buy for your garden, and it only costs pennies per plant. Finally, it's so important to understand that this isn't just a short-term fix for one season. By consistently adding beneficial microbes like trichoderma to your garden, you are contributing to the long-term health of your soil. You are building what's called a suppressive soil, a soil that has such a healthy and diverse population of good microbes that it naturally suppresses the growth of pathogens. Over time, your soil becomes darker, richer, and more alive. It holds water better, it cycles nutrients more efficiently, and it actively protects your plants. This one simple action, adding a spoonful of life to your planting hole, is a powerful step away from fighting your garden and toward building a true partnership with the natural ecosystem right in your own backyard. It's the ultimate goal of any organic gardener. So, there you have it. The secret is out. The key to forgetting about devastating diseases like late blight and leaf mold isn't in a spray bottle. It's in a single spoonful of beneficial fungi, trichoderma, placed in the planting hole. It's about shifting your mindset from reacting to disease to proactively building a strong, living soil that defends your plants from day one. This one change has completely transformed my gardening experience from one of annual anxiety to one of confidence and joy. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this tip helpful and are ready to grow the healthiest plants of your life, please hit that like button and be sure to subscribe for more garden-changing secrets. And now, I have a question for you. What is the one gardening challenge or pest that drives you crazy every single year? Let me know in the comments below. Let's solve these problems together.